Today I'm making this video because I'm very concerned on the information that is currently coming out from the bodybuilding sphere about health and nutrition. I just watched a supposed PhD individual eat TV dinners, cereal, and cheese puffs and talk about health and diet. So today I'm going to actually try to teach people some basic shit, and that's about it. So, what we're going to go over today is something provided by the University of Sao Paulo, Brazil. It is called the Nova Food Classification System. This is a peer reviewed article, and it's a 4-page document that you can find online just by searching the Nova Food Classification System. And I'm just going to go over the four groups and the differences in them and give an idea of health and nutrition versus what I've been seeing online. So what we're going to go over first is Group 1, unprocessed or minimally processed foods. Group 2, oils, fats, salts, and sugars. Group 3, processed foods. And Group 4, ultra-processed foods. In our first group, we're going to have things like our basic nuts, peanuts, grains, wheats, oats, fresh and dried herbs, teas, herbal extracts, eggs, dried fruits, etc. These are foods that are natural. They have not been processed in any way. They do not have additional oils, fats, sugars, or salts or substances added to them. They are the original food that have only been processed in a way of fractioning, grinding, drying, fermentation, cooling and freezing, and other processes like that for safety. So group 2 is going to be things like oils, fats, salts, and sugars, stabilizers, and additives for various purposes. So examples of this: butter, lard, coconut fat, oils made from seeds, nuts, and fruits, white and brown and other types of sugars, molasses, etc., honeys. So these are things that are extracted from natural foods, and then they're used for seasoning or additional add-ons to food. They're for culinary preparations. They're generally safe in moderation. Group 3 is going to be processed foods. These are foods that have added salt, sugar, oil, or other substances to the natural or minimally processed foods. So examples of group 3 would be canned fish, such as sardine or tuna, with or without preservatives. Salted or dried smoke-cured meat, like salami or something like that. Some coconut fats, and other variations of bacon, beef jerky, and etc. So we're going to go to group 4, ultra processed foods. And these are foods that are industrial formulations. They do not have any type of whole foods in them. They're entirely extracted from real foods, and they're just derived from food constituents. And in the end, they don't really have the nutrition content, the vitamins and minerals that people require. There's quite a list here, everything from prepared hamburgers down to other animal products made with remnants. Spam as an example, biscuits, cookies, ice cream, sweetened juices, margarines, etc. So I'd recommend people go over the Nova Food Classification System. It is something presented by the University of Sao Paulo in Brazil. It's a much better food classification system than I believe that we have in Canada. The only thing it doesn't really go over are ultra processed oils and fats. So there are healthy fats and oils from seeds and nuts, but there are processed seed oils which are going to be hydrogenated. So what they do is they add hydrogen to the long chain of fatty acid there, and by adding those hydrogens, they make it a much more stable, solid structure. Literally, margarine is a great example of an oil mimicking a fat. So another thing they can do is they can literally splice off and make what's called like a modified fat, and they just cut off chains where, let's say, there's a double bond for that fatty acid and other various things. So basically, I don't want to go over this too much more. I recommend that you go over this 4-page document from the Nova Food Classification System. It's worth your time in the long run. It's a lot better than a lot of the content coming out from other YouTubers. As I said, the only reason I'm making this video is because I just watched somebody in the fitness space with an apparent PhD eat TV dinners. So, I don't even know how to end this, but basically, I recommend just trying your best to have a better idea of how you eat, what you eat, and what you're consuming. Try to avoid ultra processed foods. And just to add, in ultra processed foods, you're going to have things like prepackaged TV dinners, you're going to have things like cereals, and you're going to have things like biscuits or extra salty packaged snacks, like cheese covered cheese puff corn waste things. So, thank you for watching, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.